Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win, you find a way to lose, or you're going to have to find a way to hold your horses. Because Efe Ajagba versus Zhan Kossobutskiy is a fight that will not go past 3 rounds. I'm telling you right now. And to be honest with you, I think Ajagba is going to get knocked out. But we just have to wait and see. But what I really want to draw attention to is this guy, Zhan Kossobutskiy. If you guys really follow boxing, you should know what his name is. Not because he's this well-known heavyweight or nothing like that. No, not at all. That's not what I'm saying. You should know him because he got in there with Frank Sanchez and went 10 rounds with him. He gave Frank Sanchez all he can handle. Okay? But what I'm getting at is Kossobutskiy was supposed to fight Jared Anderson. And then for some reason, remember, Kossobutskiy had some issues with his papers and being able to come to America. You remember that? That excuse, and they put a last-minute replacement in to fight Jared Anderson. Do y'all remember that? I'm not talking about for Frank Martin. Oh, no, it was Frank Martin. Yeah, it was Frank Martin, right? Then they put Frank Martin in there, and Jared Anderson did the business. But there was something happened. The secret society made sure Kossobutskiy couldn't get to the States. Just like the secret society made sure Dillian White couldn't get in that ring with Anthony Joshua. But you didn't hear that from me. But what I'm getting at here is Efe Ajagba. Look, man. I don't know what Efe Ajagba can do. Because you look at Efe Ajagba. I mean, this guy 17 wins, 13 by KO. He only has 1 loss to Frank Sanchez. 76, 77% KO ratio. Standing 6'6", 85-inch reach, right? He was supposed to be the next big thing in the heavyweight division. Somehow things just kind of fizzled out. And it didn't fizzle out with the Frank Sanchez fight. It started fizzling out a little bit before that. He started training with Ronnie Shields and kind of changed his style. Be more, this is what I say, right? If you got a lion, you let a lion be a lion. You don't turn a lion into a pussycat. And that's what they've done with Efe Ajagba. Too much trying to float like a butterfly, and too little of trying to sting like a bee. You know what I'm saying? Look, when they're out there in the jungle, they need to rumble. And the lion roams the jungle, king of the jungle. You can't have him coming in the ring trying to be Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker. And that's why I think, as far as Ajagba, his stock has dropped. So now you're going to put him in here with Kossobutskiy, right? And I just think that's bad medicine. But at the same time, we got to understand the 19 wins and 18 knockouts of Kossobutskiy. He's 6'3", Ajagba's a little bit taller. Reach-wise, man, Ajagba has a reach advantage. But all Ajagba has been doing in his last couple of fights is jabbing. Jabbing. You don't really see him coming out there with that killer instinct. Matter of fact, a good comparison for Ajagba and the way he's fighting now is like Anthony Joshua. You know, the guy before was all about the mash-up, crash-up. Now he's got a seatbelt on and using his indicator when he's changing lanes. He doesn't want any more contact. He doesn't want that. He doesn't want the thrill of the ride. No, he doesn't want that. He wants to get from point A to point B as safe as possible and unscathed. And that's not what drew people to him. And the same thing with Ajagba. That's what drew people to him. But what he's doing now doesn't draw people to him. So if he gets in there trying to have a tickling contest with Kossobutskiy is going to tranquilize him. And the thing to understand is, Kossobutskiy, he just fought in November of last year, getting a KO in 3 rounds. But then Ajagba, he did fight, I think it was this year. Yeah, he fought in January of this year against Stephen Shaw and got a unanimous decision. Some people thought he lost that fight. But it was, the fight was boring as hell, if you ask me. But that being said, we're going to see if the Nigerian Nightmare can finally fulfill his dream and get a step closer to becoming a heavyweight champion, man. They're supposed to be battling it out at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino supposed to be on the undercard of Anderson, Jared Anderson and Rudenko, which I think is another one of those fights people need to tune into because they're trying to baby Anderson. They recognize that something's wrong with Jared Anderson. That's why he didn't fight Kossobutskiy. That's why they put Martin in there. Now they got him here fighting Rudenko, which I just think Rudenko's going to come and spoil the show. But you know, when the secret society gets involved, the person who's going to win is the person they want to win. Okay? But there's something clearly missing from Jared Anderson. You know, his commitment, his desire, something is missing. And it's sad to see a young man like that crying and emotional and saying he doesn't want to box. But, you know, to hear him talking like that at such a young age kind of reminds me of like when I first joined the military, you know. I wasn't quite like that. But, you know, it's like, man, I don't know if I want to do this. But, you know, I somehow fumbled along around that 10-year mark. I said, okay, what are these people asking me to do? And I was able to figure things out. And I went on to have a successful 24-year career, just about 25 years. With him in boxing, you just can't sit there trying to not really know if you want to do it or not because you'll get hurt in the ring. You can't just come after 10 years in and say, yep, this is what I want to do. By then, you would have gotten hurt badly. So to see him going through that at a young age, I kind of understand, but I think he needs to either going to do it or you're not because he's at a point. You got to understand when you're talking about Jared Anderson, he's at a point where he's going to have to either get it together because the next step for Jared Anderson is to really start fighting these big names. And he can't go into a fight. I don't even care if it's Derek Chisora. You can't go into a fight with Derek Chisora being unsure about what you want to do. You just can't do that, man. But anyway, tune into the fight card this weekend. They even got the Olympic gold medalist Bakodir Jalalov of Uzbekistan. Remember, he knocked out my boy Richard Torres in the Olympics, and Torres took the silver, and he took the gold. But I'm telling you, it's going to be a good fight card, man. A good fight card. Ajagba, man, he solidified himself as one of the division's fiercest punchers. But like I said, he kind of fizzled out. I mean, you come out here making a pro debut and knock out and get 6 first-round knockouts, people start talking. Just like your boy, the Puerto Rican cat, Edgar Berlanga. You knocking on all these people, and then the knockout stop, you start getting hurt and stuff. You know how boxing is. They're like, oh, he was just hyped up. He wasn't what we thought he was, which is crazy. But then, you go on like Ajagba and take a loss to Frank Sanchez, which is unfortunate because Frank Sanchez is a great fighter, but because not many people know him, they just see that, oh, he took a loss, so he was probably another one of those guys, a hype job, which isn't the case. But to Ajagba's credit, he had surgery on both of his elbows, and then he came back and was able to get some stoppages, and and that could be another reason why he boxes the way he boxes. I didn't realize he had all those surgeries on his elbows either. That's not good. A surgery on your elbow? I've had rotator cuff surgery and a bicep tendon reattached on my right arm, but I've never had surgery on my elbows. I can only imagine. I have bone spurs in my elbow that I refuse to go have removed because I'm not going. Let me tell you something. Getting off subject for a second. I'm not going into no damn surgery unless it's life or death. It's just unbearable pain. And when I had the shoulder surgery done, it was unbearable pain. But that being said, it's a great test for Ajagba. He's looking to get a knockout. Remind everybody what he's capable of doing. I just think he needs to be careful. Coming in here with this guy. I just think it's not going to be easy. It's going to be an ugly, ugly fight. And if he gets hit, and he gets hit hard, he's going to go down faster than play the Alabama barbecue. That being said, y'all keep cool. Pay attention to this fight. It is not going to go the distance. I'm rooting for Ajagba. He got the reach. But, man, if he's in there trying to be cute, he's going to get touched up by Kossobutskiy. But we just have to wait and see. But if Ajagba fights long behind that jab, he can knock Kossobutskiy out. He hits that hard. But he just hasn't been a guy who's been committing to his shots like he was when he first turned pro. That being said, good fight. Looking forward to it. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.